Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to our Facebook Live for today. My name is Sam Aparicio, and I'm the senior recruiter with the Graduate College here at UTRGV. Joining me today is Ana Chapa, who is our other senior recruiter based in the Brownsville campus. We're really excited to join you guys today and to have you join us as we talk a little bit about a couple of incentives that are going on this summer as well as this fall semester and even going into spring 2025. So for those of you that might be interested in starting a master's or a doctoral program, we're really excited to talk about these benefits. Before we do go into that, I'm going to let Anna share a little bit about her role here in the graduate college and just to kind of briefly introduce herself. So Anna, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Yeah, so as Sam said, my name is Ana Chapa. I am the Brownsville counterpart to Sam, senior graduate recruiter in the Brownsville campus. So if you ever find yourself on the Brownsville campus and you want to come say hi, I'm located in Sable Hall, if you know where that is. I'm always here, happy to talk to you about the programs that you might be interested in if you are interested in pursuing a master's or a doctoral program or even a graduate certificate. Any kind of questions that you have regarding just the process of pursuing a graduate education here at UTRGV, we're more than happy to guide you through that.
Thank you, Anna, for being here. So there you have it, guys. Whether you're at the Edinburgh campus or the Brownsville campus, we are available on site if you want to come by and see us and ask any questions that you might have about our graduate program. So let's go ahead and get started. If you guys weren't aware, if you're not aware that there's a graduate school here at UTRGV, I'm really happy to announce that we now have 63 master's programs at UTRGV. About half of those are offered online if you need something flexible, 13 doctoral degrees now, and over 40 certificate programs. These 40 certificate programs are a great way to get professional development, or they might serve as a stepping stone into a full-on master's degree. Maybe you're not ready to commit to a full-on master's, but you want to get exposure to that graduate level coursework. Those certificate programs are going to be a great stepping stone into a master's program if that's what you would like to do. So we definitely encourage you guys to send in any questions that you might have throughout our session. Feel free to send them in there. Leave us a comment. We'll be more than happy to help address your question. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, Anna, we are offering a right now a 2K summer 2024 incentive, which is one of the first ones that we wanted to talk about. Can you tell us a little bit about this 2000 incentive? What can students expect? Are there any requirements to qualify? Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So we're very excited about this opportunity that is available for incoming or new graduate students. So if you are thinking about applying for a graduate program, a master's program, or a doctoral program, and you've never pursued a master's or doctoral program at UTRGV, so this would be your first one at UTRGV, um, we encourage you to look into whether your program offers summer classes. If your program does offer summer classes, you could apply for summer, be admitted into summer, register for 3 or 6 credit hours and receive a financial incentive for being a newly admitted student registered for summer. So, and the reason why I say 3 or 6 credit hours, because if you register for 3 credit hours, you'll receive a partial $1,000 award, or you could be eligible to receive a $1,000 award. If you register for 6 credit hours, you could be eligible for $2,000 towards your graduate education. So there are a few requirements. For example, you need to be clearly admitted into your program. That means that you met all of the minimum requirements for admission to that program. And as I mentioned, you need to be pursuing your very first master's or your very first doctoral program at UTRGV. I don't know if there are any questions about that, Sam, or anything you think I should clarify.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Anna. So, as Anna was mentioning, guys, this is an incentive solely based on enrollment, not merit based. So, as long as you register for either
Right.
3 credits, you can qualify for the $1,000, or 6 credits, you can register, or sorry, you can qualify for the $2,000. And as Anna mentioned, um, you know, summer courses may vary by programs, being 100% transparent with you guys. So if you are interested in applying this summer, you can definitely reach out to the program of interest, right, that you want to apply for and see if they're offering summer classes. And if they are, Fantastic. Let's get you to apply to your program. And we actually do have our first question, Anna, which leads us into that next topic, which is going to be great. The question is, thanks, Justin, for sending in the question. How do I get started in applying to a master's program? So this is a wonderful question. Very basic. Those of you that apply to our bachelor's degree and undergrad here at UTRGV probably remember Apply Texas. You're not using Apply Texas to apply for a master's or a PhD program here. They're actually using an internal website. So our internal application can be found at www.utrgv.edu/grad apply. We're going to show that here in the screen in just a little bit. This is the link um, that you will use to submit your application. So again, utrgv.edu/grad apply. Most of our programs, guys, have a $0 application fee, which leads us into that next incentive. No charge for you to submit your application for most of our programs. There's a couple of our programs that are that do require an application fee. Anna, if you can help me out. The first one is a physician assistant studies program, PA.
Mhm. Yes.
Second one,
Um,
occupational therapy.
Correct. Yes. I believe our communication sciences and disorders program also has an application fee.
Sciences and
Mhm.
disorder, yes, Master of Science. And then the last
Mhm.
one would be the postmaster's certificate for psychiatric mental health.
Correct.
So just to give you guys an example of the programs that require an application fee, the rest do not. If you're interested in applying for like whether that's MBA or Master's in Communication or Political Science or Public Affairs and so on and so forth, those do not require any application fee, so it does not cost you anything to submit that application. So encourage you guys to apply if you are interested this summer. Again, if the program that you're interested in is offering summer courses. So leads us into our next question. This next one, Anna, is hi. So can I take some leveling classes at a city college in Chicago?
So that's a great question. So if you are anytime you're going to take leveling courses, we recommend reaching out to the program coordinator directly to make sure that anything that you take is actually going to count towards any leveling requirements that the program has. So for anything like that, I encourage you, if you want to reach out to me, I can liaison and get you connected to the graduate program coordinator of your program of interest just to make sure that any leveling courses that you're looking into will actually count towards the requirements of the program.
Thank you, Anna, for the clarification. And typically, as long as you're attending a regionally accredited institution, this should not really be an issue. Let's say maybe you're applying for our MBA program, but you don't have a background in business. Maybe you want to take those leveling courses, intro to finance, accounting. As long as you take them at a regionally accredited institution and send us your transcripts, this is typically not going to be an issue. But as Anna was mentioning, it's always great to connect with the faculty advisor of your program of interest and just to make sure, hey, I'm planning to take them at this university. Will that be okay? I think that'll be a great idea. You can always connect with us. We'll be more than happy to help you through that process. You can find our contact information at our graduate college website, utrgv.edu/grad. Or shoot us a message here. We can definitely connect with you. Hey, let send us a message on Facebook or what have you, and we can definitely connect with you there as well. Awesome. So the next question that we have is, are there any help for students who are partially accepted? They need the most assistance. So by partially accepted, are you referring to conditional admission, or are you referring to part-time? Um, whether whether it's conditional admission, it gets a little bit tricky because financial aid, unfortunately, is not does not apply to conditionally admitted students. You do have to have clear admission. That's university policy. And then if it's for part-time admission, if you have any questions on, financial aid, things like that for part-time enrollment, would love to get you connected to our financial aid advisor, Felipe Olivares, who can give you an idea of what options may be available to you for assistance. In that case, let me share his contact information. Felipe Olivares is our financial aid advisor for graduate students. His email is going to be felipe.olivares@utrgv.edu/grad. We'll send you that information here shortly in the chat. Feel free to get connected with Felipe if you are partially accepted, whether that's conditional admission or attending part-time. He's going to be a great resource for you in figuring out what aid options may be available to you as a part-time student. Thanks for sending in that question. Next question is, do you have a DBA program? Now, are you referring to, I imagine you're talking about a Doctor of Business Administration. If so, we do offer a PhD in Business Administration. That's your doctoral degree for Business Administration. For this one, all you need is a bachelor's. You do not need a master's to apply. You can skip that master's program. If you have a bachelor's in Business Administration, you can definitely apply to our PhD in Business Administration program. And I highly encourage you to look into that one if you are interested in it. That program is currently only offered in the on-campus format, so keep in mind, unfortunately, we don't offer it online. But if you are interested, you can absolutely apply. Once again, utrgv.edu/grad apply. Next question, if you want to hit that one for me, Anna.
Yeah, so I see a question here. I've been trying to get in contact about the medical program. So questions about the medical school, we can certainly connect you with their recruitment and their admissions team for sure. If you have any questions about the medical program, I'm going to go ahead and put our email address in the chat, and we can connect you with their team.
Yeah, send us an email. We'll be more than happy to connect you with their specific admissions team. They can help you through the process in terms of figuring out requirements, when the application opens, the admission process, things of that nature. So yeah, if you can, send us an email. We'll be more than happy to help you with that process and getting connected. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah. I see a question here. What are some of the research opportunities available for graduate students? That's a great question. Each program is going to handle their research funding individually, right? So each program is going to have different funding opportunities and different research opportunities for the graduate students. But we do have a centralized location where you can see all of the available assistantship opportunities. And some assistantships will be looking for students who are specific to that program, but some programs do hire across disciplines. So if that's something that you're interested in applying to, I encourage you to visit the careers page. If you visit careers.utrgv.edu, you will find all the available assistantship opportunities there. Now, I recommend that you review that page at the beginning and at the end of the semester. Just make sure that you're reviewing that often. Sometimes students will check in the middle of the semester and you might not see as many opportunities. That's simply because most departments have already hired up for the semester. But as graduate assistants graduate from their programs, they open up those opportunities. So make sure you review that.
Thank you, Anna, for the clarification. We had another question come in from Dina that says, are classes set up to be able to be done at night? And this is a great question. So if you're doing a traditional on-campus program, Christina, most of the classes in the graduate programs are offered in the evening after 5. Why is that? Most of our students who are doing a graduate program are usually working, full-time jobs 8 to 5. So you'll find that most of the course offerings are going to be in the evening after 5 to give you that ability to stay in your day job and do your courses in the evening. Also, most classes, you only come once a week per class, right? It's going to be a 3-hour class and you're typically only coming once a week. So it gives you that flexibility, once again, to stay in your traditional on-campus program. Now, keep in mind, we also have accelerated online programs. If your program is offered in the accelerated online format, just to give you an example, MBA, public affairs, health science, those are offered in the accelerated online format, which gives you the opportunity to do it completely online, completely remotely in the asynchronous modality, which means no scheduled lectures or class meeting times that you have to log in for. You can do them at your own pace. What does the formatting look like? It's basically going to be done in weekly assignments. So as long as you're submitting your weekly assignments, you can pretty much work on your program at any time during the day, whether that's morning or evening or weekends, what have you, as long as you're submitting your assignments by the due date. Now, if you're interested in browsing through the entire list of programs, I'm going to send you guys this link. It's utrgv.edu/grad programs. In this link, you'll be able to browse and filter by modality, whether you want to see an accelerated online list or the on-campus list, asynchronous, online synchronous, and what have you. That's going to show you, what programs are offered in what modality, so you can see which is the best fit for you.
Another question here, does financial aid cover most of the masters? So that's a great question. At the master's level, you are going to be offered some grants and loans, right? So grant aid is going to be slightly more limited at the master's level. So we always encourage you to make sure that you submit all of your FAFSA documentation as early as possible, because that grant aid can run out. You want to make sure that you are submitting everything in a timely fashion. However, you will be offered, if you qualify for financial aid, you will normally be offered enough loans to cover the master's program. We also encourage you to look into our scholarships page, which would be our utrgv.edu/grad scholarships. There are new scholarships added every academic year that you want to review. Sometimes even every semester we have new scholarships that are added. You want to make sure that you review that regularly to make sure that you're taking advantage of any opportunities that might be available. But
Awesome.
again, yeah, go ahead,
I
Sam.
was going to say, Anna, you had mentioned about the assistantships as well. So
Yes.
they're like, hey, you know what? I'm kind of wary about taking student loans. The assistantships are a great way to help with funding as long as you're enrolled full time. They pay a stipend of about 1,250 a month, which is going to be a huge help to help fund your program.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, and will give you great experience, towards whatever your career goals are after graduating. I see another question here about leveling courses. Says you had mentioned leveling courses earlier. How does that work? For example, I have a bio degree, but I'd like to get an MBA. So that's a great question. Not all programs will require leveling courses. And actually, the MBA is a great example of a program that's built their curriculum, designed their curriculum to admit students or to be able to work with students who come from a variety of academic and professional backgrounds. So it's actually the leveling is almost built in to the MBA program. If you're interested in any other programs, our program page will let you know if any leveling courses are required or any specific prerequisites are required. But for the most part, a lot of our programs are built to work with students who come from diverse academic and professional backgrounds.
Thank you for the clarification, Anna. The next question we have is, are there any fee waivers or reductions available for entrance exams like the GRE? This is a great question. So as I mentioned earlier, most of our programs are waiving GRE right now for fall and spring semester, even summer if you decide to apply for summer. No particular requirement for that. You just have to apply and you'll receive that waiver, right? But in the case that you're applying for a program that does require the GRE, there is a fee reduction request form that ETS allows you to submit. ETS is the agency that hosts that exam, right? Just to give you an example. So if your program does require the GRE, they offer a fee reduction request form where you can potentially qualify for a fee reduction of that exam based on financial need. What does that look like? They're typically going to ask for you to submit a FAFSA, and they'll use that to determine if you qualify for the reduction, right? So I believe it's like 50%, if I'm not mistaken, for the GRE reduction, but you do have to have a FAFSA on file. In the case that you're interested in looking into that one, you can find that information on their website. It's ets.org/GRE. Once again, it's ets.org/GRE. So that's the one where you can look into a fee reduction. Again, you'll have to have a FAFSA on file. So if you haven't submitted one yet, but you're applying for a program that does require the GRE, go ahead and submit your FAFSA and then look into the GRE form. They're going to ask you for information on your student aid report, which you need, which you'll have available once you submit your financial aid application.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. I see another question here. If I am starting my last year of undergrad in the fall, can I apply to grad school in the fall, or do I have to wait until spring? That's a great question. You do not have to wait. If you are hoping to apply for spring 2025, those applications are already open. And I actually would encourage you, if you already know that you want to apply for spring 2025, don't wait till fall. Start your application now, submit it now. That way, in the fall semester, you can just focus on graduating and finishing up that semester. You don't want to be worried about finals and also worried about submitting your application to grad school. But of course, if you're in that situation where, you know what, I need the summer off, I don't want to think about it, you can certainly apply in fall. What will happen is you may receive a tentative admission to your program, meaning that the program is just waiting to confirm that you graduated from your undergrad to offer clear admission into your program.
Awesome, great clarification. Thank you, Anna. So just to add a little bit to that, as Anna was mentioning, you don't have to wait. Applications are typically open up a year in advance, right? So let's say you're interested in applying for fall of 2025. Those applications will typically open fall of 2024. The sooner you apply, the better, because that way you can start to figure out a game plan, right? Okay, what am I going to do for funding, things like that. So yeah, you definitely don't have to wait until, right before your program. And I would not recommend it. You want to have last minute headaches. So yeah, applications typically open up a year before or the year before you start your program. Next question that we have is, can you point out some of the core differences between a DBA and a PhD program? This is a great question. So it depends on the institution, but from what I understand, if you're doing a PhD program, most of the students that want to do a PhD program, they want to go into academia, right? So if you want to become, whether that's an associate professor, full-time professor, most of our students are doing a PhD program. Let me pull up a helpful resource here real quick, just to give you guys an idea. So let's see here. The main differences that I'm seeing between a DBA and a PhD is PhD typically leads to an academic career, where DBA is more focused for working professionals who have practical experience in their field. That's kind of the best explanation I can have. Anna, do you have something that you wanted to add to that, or is it pretty clear?
No, I think that's pretty much it. The research component in the PhD, right, versus the DBA, will lead to that academic pathway.
Research, yeah, exactly. And the one that we offer is called a PhD in business administration. So you'll definitely do, research, dissertation, and things of that nature, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome. Next question that we have here is, I'd like info on the Masters of Education program, and are there any summer courses that could apply towards the master's degree? Great question. So we have a couple of programs within our College of Education and P16 integration at the master's level. Just to give you an idea, the ones that we currently offer, for example, are Masters in Curriculum and Instruction, Educational Leadership, Masters in Early Childhood Education. We also offer a Masters of Education in Counseling. So it really kind of depends on your career goals, what you'd like to do. Just to give you an idea of summer courses, again, those typically vary. But if you're doing an accelerated online program like curriculum and instruction, or educational leadership, there's typically going to be summer courses available to apply towards your master's degree. You would just have to make sure to submit your application for the summer program. Right now, if you're doing an accelerate, or if you're interested in doing an accelerated online program, we're still accepting applications for summer module 2. Application deadline for summer module 2 will be June the 19th, and then classes will begin June 26th. So if you do want to take summer courses, highly encourage you to apply before June the 19th so you can be considered to take summer courses. Anything I may have missed here, Anna?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, if you are interested in Masters of Education, you can definitely apply for any of those that I mentioned. Just make sure if you're applying for the accelerated online program, June the 19th. Masters of Education in Early Childhood, which is our on-campus program, they do accept applications for summer 1. And for that one, the application deadline would be May 25th for summer 1. Again, Masters in Early Childhood
Yeah.
Education.
And just to touch on that, if you are interested in one of the accelerated online programs, as Sam said, those will have classes, courses every module, every term. They'll offer courses. So if you are interested in starting in the summer, you can take advantage of our summer incentive that we mentioned at the top of the session. So just something to keep in mind. We'll have the link in the chat as well, where you can find more information on the summer graduate incentive.
And there was another comment here, Anna. It said, "My apologies, I'd be starting grad school fall of 25, not spring 25." So if that's the case, where you're starting fall 25, those applications should open up this fall 2024. You can start right as soon as they open up. You can start submitting your application.
Um, okay, I see a question here. Are there scholarship opportunities for spring 2025? So, really, the short answer is, I guess it's not really a short answer. It's two answers. Um, More than likely, we hope so. We try to offer new scholarships every term, essentially. As I mentioned, there's new scholarships being offered. We don't have any details on any scholarships for spring 2025 at this time. But if you are applying for spring 2025 as a newly admitted student, that's where we would guide you through looking through the grad scholarships page, applying for general scholarships, looking into assistantship opportunities, and submitting your FAFSA.
Thank you,
And
Anna.
I don't know, anything else you want to add, Sam?
No, that was great. Yeah. We typically try to offer incentives from time to time. But as Anna was mentioning, stick around. Hopefully, we'll have something. But yeah, that scholarship application for the academic year closes every year on February 1st, so it's pretty early. So keep that one in mind, February 1st. Next question, the next question is, I got accepted into the MAC program. We got a couple more minutes just to give you guys a heads up. I got accepted into the MAC program. My concern is not being able to pay for the tuition. I don't want to take out loans, but I've applied for scholarships, haven't been lucky enough to receive any in the past 2 years. Would it be possible to push my enrollment to following semester, or would I have to reapply? This is a great question. The answer is you can defer your admission up to a year. Right. And what I mean by that is, if you were admitted, for example, if you were admitted in fall of 2024, but you change your mind, you need to wait, you can always request to defer your admission to either spring 2025 or the following year of fall of 2025. Right. They allow you to do that only up to a year. After that, you would have to reapply. So to answer your question, if you want to wait another semester, you don't have to reapply. You would just submit a request to defer your admission. I'm going to send you guys the link here in just a second, so that if you do want to submit a request to defer, you can go ahead and do that. So there's that link in order to request a deferment for admission. Again, you do not have to reapply. We would honor your admission up to a year. All right, so thank you guys so much for submitting some great questions. We got a couple more minutes for these last few questions. If we don't get to answer your question, please do send us an email. We'll be more than happy to assist. Once again, I'm going to send you the email. It's gradrecruitment@utrgv.edu, and we'll be more than happy to assist. We also take one-on-one sessions, so if you want to meet with us one-on-one, we can absolutely do that. So you mentioned the doctoral program for business administration does not require a master's, correct? That is correct. You just need a bachelor's degree in business to apply. You can skip the master's, no need to have a master's degree to apply for that PhD in business administration. And we got one more question here, Anna, if you want to take that one. It's the online programs for undergraduate.
Where would I find it? Is it offered? Okay, so do you offer online programs for undergraduate, and where would I find it? Is it offered in accelerated? So, I believe that there may be a couple of programs that are offered online at the undergraduate level, but I'm going to go ahead and share the link with you where you can find all the lists of the undergraduate programs. And you can actually see, you can filter by modality, by the way it's offered. So let me go ahead and send this link over. This will allow you to filter all of the degrees by level. So you'll select bachelor's degrees, and then in location, you'll see an option for location. You can look at the online or hybrid options there.
Yeah, most of our undergrad programs are offered in the on-campus program, but they're in the on-campus format, but there's a couple that you might be able to take online classes through. And so that might be something to look into in that link that we just sent. All right, guys. So we have reached the end of our session. I want to thank you guys so much for your questions. We got some really, really great questions. I went ahead and included the link here to set up an appointment with us if you guys are interested in a one-on-one appointment. utrgv.edu/meet recruiter. If you want to meet with us, we're more than happy to help. We'd love to help you through your questions about doing a master's. Hey, what are my requirements for this particular program? We would love to be able to meet with you guys. If you have more questions about funding as well, scholarships, the assistantships, the fellowships for the doctoral programs, we can definitely help you with that. Basically, all those questions, we're more than happy to help with you guys. Let us know how we can help you guys. Again, utrgv.edu/meet recruiter. We want to thank you guys so much for your questions. If we didn't get to you, send us an email. We'd be more than happy to help. Thank you again for joining us in this session. Thank you, Anna, for being here and helping
Thank you,
as
Sam.
well. Thank you guys so much. We wish you all an amazing